Hello and welcome. My name is Diana and this is Chair Fitness. Today is balance and mobility. Thank you so much for joining me. It's June the 4th, 2026. Today our supplies include that sturdy dining room chair. We want something without wheels beneath us. And then in addition to that, we're going to utilize a light dumbbell set. And so I'm going to choose my 10s, but I want you to select something that you would consider light, okay? So once again, we've got that supportive chair. We're going to use our light to you dumbbell set. And then I also want you to go ahead and grab a nice big glass of water or water bottle so that you can stay hydrated throughout the class. How this works is we're going to start off seated and we're going to kind of tune into with a breath practice first, and then with some stretches and dynamic movements, we're going to tune into the body as it's showing up today. And then from there, we're going to move into standing stretches. After our standing stretches, which we can use the support of the chair for, we'll move into a warm-up, getting the tissues ready for our circuits that we're going to then perform as the last portion of this class. So I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you for joining me. We're going to go ahead and start in a seated position in that chair of yours. I'm going to have you position your feet forward, and I want your hips far enough forward on that chair that you're not using the backrest of it for your support. Our feet are out there about hips distance apart, grounding into the floor. Go ahead and rest your hands in your laps. And then I'm going to have you breathe in and lift your shoulders up by your ears. Exhale, let your shoulders drop down. Go ahead and close your eyes down if you're comfortable and confident within your space. And start with just 5 deep breaths here. Bringing your awareness into this moment, this space, this body. And keeping the eyes closed down, go ahead and pick up the hands. Rest one palm across the heart center, one hand across the belly center. Today we'll start with diaphragmatic breathing. So we're going to draw the inhales all the way down to the bottom of the diaphragm, feeling that belly hand expand. And then we're going to actively press the air out, feeling that belly hand contract. Here we go. On your next inhale, breathe in, fill, the chest hand stays the same, the belly hand expands. And then exhale the air, you can open your mouth and press the air all the way out. 5 breaths like that. Breathe in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. And then release your hands into your lap. Take another full breath in. Open up your mouth. Let your eyes open up. We're going to start off with some shoulder opening breath. So I'm going to have you wrap your hands around the back of your head. You can either interlace your fingers or you can just bring the tips of your fingers to touch. And we're going to take a little bit of our cat-cow through our upper spine with this movement, okay? So our breath in is going to be peeling our elbows back and opening across the front of the chest. And then our exhale is going to be maybe touching your elbows together and this slight curl inward. All right, breathe in, breathe out, inhale, exhale, one more, breathe in, and breathe out. Great job. We're gonna keep going with shoulders, but this time I'm gonna have you move all the way to the backrest of your chair. Reach your arms up to the sky, turn your palms to face each other, and then draw your elbows out into a goalpost or cactus position. Lift your chin and chest. Beautiful. Reach back up. We're neutral again through the spine. And then exhale, drop your elbows, lift your chin and your chest. One more, breathe in, reach up high. And exhale, drop elbows low and lift. Beautiful work. We'll come back up to that forward position on the chair seat. And we're gonna crisscross, taking our figure four. In our other classes, I've gone over that this is our more advanced version of figure four. But if that's not accessible to you, you might try this hugged knee. Wherever we are today, we're gonna interlace our fingers and we're gonna cup our knee, whether or not it's crossed this way or that. And then we're going to both bring our torso towards our knee, but then also hug our knee towards our torso. Take a big breath in, and then increase that little snuggle on your exhale. Great work. Go ahead and release that bind, and we're gonna pick up the left hand and bring it outside of the right thigh, wherever the right thigh is. Bring that right hand to the chair seat behind you, and we'll take our seated spinal twist in figure four. Take a big breath in, and then twist a little bit more on your exhale. Great work. We're gonna come back through the midline and set that right foot down. Go ahead and cross this left leg. All right, once again, interlace your fingers, wrap your knee, and we're going to both lean forward and hug that knee to the chest. Take a big breath in and deepen that glute stretch on your exhale. Great job. Make your way up tall. Right hand to the outside of the left thigh, left hand back, lengthen your spine and twist to look over your shoulder. Take a big breath in and twist a little further on your exhale. Beautiful, friends. Unwind, and we're going to step our feet out. In yoga, this is called Malasana. It's going to be an adductor opener, so that's the inner thigh musculature. And I'm going to invite in two different variations. One is that we're going to place our palms slightly on top but slightly inward on the knees, and then we're going to press outward as we hinge forward at the hip, okay? Some of us might have a little bit more accessibility, and we're going to do that same concept but with the elbows for the pressure instead of the palms. Right here in this fold, make sure your spine is long. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Amazing work, friends. We're going to make our way up to stand, and our next stretches involve our pecs and the front side of our shoulders, our anterior deltoids, and our pec, so pec major and pec minor here. I'm going to have you make your way over to a wall surface. It could be a door, and we're going to go ahead and bring our body to that wall. Send our right arm out at 90 degrees, and then rotate the feet to face away from the wall, stretching the front of that shoulder. Notice how the whole spine of mine is tall and lengthened. I'm not hunching or rounding forward, but I'm stacked, tall, reaching the crown of my head up to the ceiling. Beautiful work. Go ahead right there at the feet and turn back to face the wall. Send your arm up 45 degrees and then turn again. Take a big breath in here and twist a little further on your exhale. Awesome work, friends. Last but not least, take a 45-degree angle down and go ahead and bring that rotation up and down the spine. Big breath in and a big breath out. Awesome work. Let's go ahead and unwind, and we'll take our second side. Go ahead and send that left arm out at 90 degrees and twist at the feet. Big breath in Big breath out, awesome work. Take that arm up 45 degrees and twist, inhale, exhale, awesome. And then last but certainly not least, angling down, breathe in and breathe out. Amazing, let's go ahead and release. After the 3-point chest opener, we're gonna come right behind the chair, so you might need to move the chair like me. We're gonna plant our palms down on top of that chair. We're gonna step our feet back, and then we're gonna send our hips back and press our head and chest down through our arms. Right here in this upside down L shape, take a full breath in. Soften all the way up and down the spine on your exhale. Awesome work. And then walk your feet back in, curl up and out of the stretch. And from here, we're gonna work into our quadricep stretch. A couple of different variations. One is that we're gonna come by putting our foot onto the chair and then use the support of the chair back to stretch that quad. All right, and our secondary version is just using the chair back for balance support and catching our heel behind our hip with our hand. All right, either version that works for you, go ahead and give it a try. Big breath in, stay for that exhale. Great work, friends, and then release it. And we're gonna go ahead and take that second side, catching the shoe or the foot, pull it in, tuck the tailbone down and forward. Big breath in and a big breath out. Awesome work, friends. Release that foot all the way down, and we're gonna finish up our standing stretches with our high hip flexor lunge, okay? You can come behind or beside the chair back for balance support for this one, but you may not need it. We're gonna take a giant stride forward with the right leg. We're gonna plant the left heel down, and then hands to hips. We're gonna bring our left hip forward, and we're gonna pull our right hip back, okay? Go ahead and put a little bend in that front knee, that right knee, and then look for finding a stretch that's not only in the quadricep, but goes up across the front side of this left hip. Take a breath in and stay for the breath out. That's a great job. Go ahead and go with a split stance the other way. So left foot forward, we're dropping the right heel down. We're scooping the tailbone down and forward, and then once again, we're rotating our right hip forward and we're pulling our left hip back. Go ahead and bend that front knee to bring the stretch right here into the front of the right hip. Big breath in and a big breath out. Amazing work, friends. I want you to treat yourself to a sip of water, and we're gonna go ahead from here and move into our warm-up and then into our circuit. All right, so our warm-up, you can do a lot of these either seated or standing. I am gonna do my best to show you both variations, okay? So our seated exercise or standing exercise first is shoulder rolls. So we're gonna elevate, retract, and then depress for 5. Of course, you could do this standing. 4. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. And then take it the other direction. Go low, up, around, and forward. 1 and 2. Here's 3, 4, and 5. Excellent, friends. All right, let's make our way up to stand. And I'm actually going to show you a standing and a seated version of this next one, but we're going to work on a little balanced calf raise. So feet side by side, hips distance apart. We're going to rock up onto the right toe. I want you to shift all of your body weight into your left leg and then go back to equal distribution of weight and right heel down. All right, rock up, shift body weight, return, and release. The seated version is exactly the same, but we omit that weight shift, okay? Let's go ahead and take 5 on each side. Rock up, weight shift, back to equal distribution, drop the heel down. That's 1, 2. Yeah, you might be beside the chair back for balance support here. 3, 4, and 5. That's awesome. Second side, rock up and shift and release. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Excellent, friends. All right, on this next one, you can either come beside or behind the chair, and we're gonna take some hip abductions. I want you to work on keeping your feet parallel, which might mean that you may not raise that leg up as high as you possibly can, but we're gonna keep that toe trending straight forward and keep our core tight while we lift and lower that leg, okay? For those of us who are trying to challenge balance a little bit today, go ahead and separate your stance from that chair for support and allow yourself to feel that balance challenge. That's 3, 4, 5. Good job. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. Give yourself some space on the other side or move around the chair. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exceptional work. All right, we're gonna go ahead with our last exercise in the warm-up. I love the chair back for support on this one. We're gonna either take our reverse lunge, where we find our knees at 90-degree angles, or we're gonna take our giant step to knee driver, which is simply a stride back into a little abdominal crunch at the top, okay? I want you to pick the version that works for you and your body, and we're gonna go ahead with 10 of those. Here's 10. Good job. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent, friends. Switch sides. Giant step or reverse lunge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's 8, 9, and 10. Amazing work. All right, grab another sip of water. We're gonna go ahead and move into our circuits. We will repeat this first circuit 2 times, unlike our other warm-ups and stretches that we've done so far. So our first exercise involves impact, which is very helpful for bone mineral density, bone health. And I'm gonna give you 2 different options. So we're gonna either take a chair squat into a jump and then back to the chair squat into a jump, or you're gonna take a chair squat, a stomp, and then a stand, okay? So both of these variations are gonna create that stimulus for bone health. One variation, the second one, is gonna be easier if you have some kind of limitation or injury, say a knee injury that you're working with, okay? So 2 variations for you on that. Number 2, we're gonna do our balanced knee lifts. We're gonna take the right knee up and down 10 times, and then hold for 10 seconds at the top, and then we'll move to the left leg. We're gonna finish up with a very basic movement, and that's our bicep curls. And you can go ahead and take these seated or standing. We're gonna go ahead with 10 of each of these exercises, okay? So here we go. We're gonna go ahead with a basic chair squat, either your stomp or your jump. I'm doing both. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's awesome. All right, we're gonna move into our balanced knee lifts. Once again, this is such a great spot to have the chair back ready to support you. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the second, come up and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release down. Awesome work. Second side, lift and lower. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome work. Here's another great place for a sip of water. We're going to repeat that circuit one more time through. All right, friends, we're going to get going again with our squat to stomp or our squat to jump. Let's go ahead and drop into the chair. Once again, that might be your variation, or you might put this pop at the top. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. Go ahead and grab those weights of yours, and we're going to work our 10 bicep curls. Once again, you can take these seated. Here's 10 and 9, 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, here's 3, 2, and 1. Release it down, and we're going to finish up this circuit with our balancing. All right, using the support of a wall or that chair back here. Let's start on the left leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. Second side lifting. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Exceptional work. Another break for water. We're going to move into our final circuit. And since we're a little short on time, I'm gonna just make this into a superset, so 2 exercises that we do back to back. We're gonna start off with a little bit more work on hip flexion, which is so helpful for balancing, but also for core stability. So we're gonna take a seat on that chair, our hips are forward, and we're gonna slightly recline back. You might bring your arms out kind of like zombie, but palms facing each other, and we're gonna march our knees up and down, or you might kind of visualize that you're passing something beneath the knees, okay? So that's number 1. And then number 2 is just working either our weightless or weighted hip hinge, okay? So if you have any low back sensitivity, you might just take this weightless. You might go ahead and grab the dumbbells that you've been using. We're gonna hinge up and down. I want you to notice that I keep my back flat and I keep a subtle bend in my knees so I gain access to that hinge pattern happening right at the hips and not happening anywhere up and down the spine, okay? So we'll superset these 2 exercises. Let's get started in that seated position. We're forward on the chair, and we're gonna pick up one leg and then the other in this reclined position. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Come up to stand. Grab those light to you dumbbells if you'd like, and we're just putting that soft bend in our knees and working our hinge. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's exceptional. Let's go through it one more time together. Go ahead and take your seat again. We're right up at the front of the chair. Arms forward, lean back, and bring those knees up. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing, friends. We're up to stand. It's our very last move of the day. Watch me, soft knees, and then hips drive back, hips drive forward. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, here's 8, 9, and 10. Amazing, you're awesome. One last stretch. Send one arm high overhead. Drop that palm behind your back. Give yourself a big pat on the back. Great work today. I hope you enjoyed moving with me for this chair fitness, balance, and mobility. It was my pleasure to move with you, and this class sure felt great in my body. If you had any questions about how to make these workouts really in tune with and specific to you, go ahead and send me those questions at diana@bridgefitnesstraining.com. Once again, diana@bridgefitnesstraining.com. I can't wait to catch up with you on that one-to-one basis. But until the next time that we get to see each other in a live or recorded class, I hope you take great care of yourself, and I can't wait to catch up with you soon. Take great care, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.